Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I have the iView Megatron 2 available for under $300 online. On the front, it says it's got a quad-core processor, a full HD 1920 by 1080 IPS resolution, 32 gigs of internal storage, which is a bit low, but you have 5 gigs of cloud storage on OneDrive, and a 5 megapixel rear camera and a 2 megapixel front camera. So here we got some more info on the back. I'm not going to go through everything, but some of the more notable things is that it's got an Intel Atom processor Z8350 clocked at 1.44 GHz, 2 gigs of RAM, a USB 3.0 along with a microSD card slot that can take up to 128 gigs, and a whopping 10,000 milliamp hour battery. So inside the box, you have the tablet itself, or laptop itself here. You get a pair of earbuds and a DC 5 volt to recharge the tablet. Then underneath you've got a user manual. So the tablet has a relatively nice, rubberized feel. It's pretty smooth overall. You got the speaker down here. I usually wish they were on top, but the one good thing is that they'll emit from, it'll emit towards you kind of. On one side you've got the mini or micro HDMI cable, I'm not sure exactly which one. Then a USB 3.0, the DC 5 volt to recharge it, the rear 5 megapixel camera. So there's a lock button here, power button, a microSD card slot, USB 2.0, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. So you hold the power button for a few seconds, then a green light should show up by the power button. Then we've got 3 more buttons here as well as for the microphone, and the microphone is here. And then you also have 4 small rubberized kind of tacks here to prevent it from falling on a curved surface or something, so it keeps it still.
A touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do.
Okay, so the speaker seems relatively loud, and then the trackpad is, the only thing is that it's not as sensitive, but I'm pretty sure we can adjust this in the settings. Take a look at it in just a moment. And it's also a touchscreen, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so I got a bit of things set up here. By the way, the front webcam is right there. 2 megapixels. We'll test that out in just a moment. And then so you can adjust the pointer speed. It's just that the trackpad isn't I mean, it's responsive, but it feels like it's a little hard to move around. But you can adjust the pointer speed here, and you can also do multi-touch, so you can have 2 fingers to swipe up or down. And then you've got about 18.2 gigs out of the box, so that's not too much. But the nice thing is that you have a microSD card slot. I'll put a microSD card in soon, so that's a plus right there. Then I'm just seeing the CPU right now, and it's using a chunk load of it. 100% is being used right now, so that's crazy. And so there's about 2 gigs of RAM. That's why I turned Cortana off and stuff, but it seems like it's able to handle 3 tasks at once. This also gets relatively bright, really bright actually. I like it. Now I can't put it to full brightness because I'm not sure, I can't really tell, but it seems like my camera won't be able to pick it up as well. The other great thing about this is that it's fully adjustable, so you can have this backwards in tent mode. So what this does is you can just watch a movie or something, and you can just look at it this way, and it's really convenient. And you can have it in tablet mode completely, but this would look like a really big tablet. But hey, that's there for people who need it. And by the way, I gotta say, it feels relatively slim, not too heavy. I feel like it's lighter than the average laptop, assuming the average laptop is about 5 pounds. Okay, so this is what the camera looks like, and you can see me, but it's a little choppy when I move around, so you gotta stay still to take a picture. So let's see it right here. So the picture came out here, and it looks pretty good, I gotta say. It's just this might not be good for video calling, because again, if we go here, it's like when I'm moving around, it's not smooth. But nonetheless, it's there if you want to do a Skype call or something like that. So this is what the rear-facing camera looks like. One thing I kind of noticed is that it feels a little less smooth inside, but then when I do it outside, it's a lot more, it definitely looks smoother. It's like, I wish I could show you in real time. I still took a quick picture of some notes. So this seems like it's actually not bad. It's pretty good because I can read all the stuff here. I took a picture of something, and so this might be great to take notes or something like that. Because I don't know a lot of laptops that have a back camera, or that it's necessary. But hey, it's there for this reason. I can find that useful for school. I'm playing some Minecraft here right now, and I gotta say the frame rate looks relatively smooth after I adjusted it in the settings. So I don't have the fancy graphics on or anything. things look really pretty smooth. When I had the fancy graphics on, then I noticed a bit more of a slowdown and it wasn't as smooth. But yeah, for the most part, this is the best settings I got here. If you take a look right here, you scroll down here. So I turned everything off pretty much. The next game we're checking out here is Asphalt 8. By the way, down here is a Windows logo, and the Windows logo can actually be pressed on to open the start button, or the start menu, whatever you want to call it. And I set the settings to all the way to the minimum that I can, and yeah, everything's set to low or disabled. It's definitely not smooth. So that's not, I mean, I guess you could say it's playable. It's not the worst I've seen, but it's definitely not the best. Let me see if I make it full screen, if that makes it a little better. By the way, I have the native resolution set down to 1366 by 768. That's the native resolution for a lot of laptops. A lot of laptops that are like 15.6 inches and stuff like that. And the reason I did that is because since there's only 2 gigs of RAM, when I put it down, it's like it started using less RAM and less power. There wasn't as much on the CPU load. Right now the CPU is really kicking it, but yeah, as you can see, it's like it's stuttering a lot more now that I have it in full screen. So I would say it's not really playable. Minecraft is, Asphalt 8 isn't, but again, Asphalt 8 is a pretty demanding game. Okay, so using this the whole day yesterday, pretty much, I want to say it's been probably 7 hours or so, maybe 8. It's more of a bit of a continuous use with playing a few games here and there and testing stuff out. I'm down to 16%, and that's with battery saver on. Now, battery saver was off before, so if you keep it on, it might last even longer. You might not get down to 16% as quickly, but I did have the brightness set to 0% for most of the time. I did have it raised to 25% for a little bit. You could raise it higher if you want. It's going to take more battery life quicker. That's a really impressive battery life here, I gotta say. So overall, I'd say this laptop is pretty good for the price. Now, of course, it's not great for high-end games like Asphalt 8, but I still want to check out Fortnite. I mean, do you guys want to see a full review video? Let me know down in the comments below. I like how thin it is and the whopping battery life it has. It's a foldable 2-in-1, so it's fully convertible. It feels light to carry around, so this would be great for school. I would say, to type up some documents here and there, watch a few videos. This has been the first impressions of the Megatron 2. Leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching.